Hello everyone, welcome to the review of Unit 9 Twitter Takeover. And in the preview we talked about a little bit about Elon Musk, his background, and we discussed it and how well he makes the headlines, he says crazy things, and well, the most crazy recent one was he had originally a 9% stake in Twitter and he decided to outright buy Twitter, or take over, essentially.
Make headlines.
Make headlines.
Stake.
Stake.
Outright.
Outright.
And that would have cost him $43 billion. And currently, as the time of this filming, that process or agreement is being finalized and agreed upon in the board of directors for Twitter and Elon Musk and his lawyers, I'm assuming, and the SEC they're involved. Right. But Musk is often cited as saying the major reason he is doing this is to kind of get rid of the censorship on Twitter and make it less restrictive.
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 When some of his comments and President Trump's in the past comments have caused instability and volatility in the market, and some comments made people believe has incited violence for certain events. Right. So there's a lot of people on both sides that would say Twitter is restricting speech, it should be freer, and so with Elon Musk doing this, he's trying to pressure the censorship to back off, to be changed.
Incite.
Incite.
Back off.
Back off.
Some of his ideas are pretty good. He wants to kind of change how this premium model for service, where maybe certain people pay a certain value to promote on Twitter, and he also wants to add, he said, this edit feature. You have a time limit to edit your tweet, because there's been an infamous thing of where you misspell and tweet something and people make fun of it. Happens in the news a lot. And the final one, the most ambitious one, is he wants to remove advertising from Twitter. And currently Twitter makes its revenue from 90% advertising. So that's huge.
It is.
But if he takes it private, he can find other methods and other means of resources, or so is hoped. And there's some competitors, the article mentions about how, Trump has launched his, Truth Social, but hasn't done very well. Musk even said he would invite Trump back because he's currently banned on Twitter.
He is banned from Twitter.
So, people on both sides have their opinion about this. We're not going to talk about that. But, if Musk does become the full-fledged owner of Twitter and decides a lot of things, how do you think he would do with this balancing of free speech as well as some moderation tools or censorship? What do you think?
My image of Elon Musk is that he doesn't want to censor anything at all. So basically a free-for-all. That's my image. But he is an individual person. He is human. And he would be the sole owner. So he would not have any shareholders to be accountable to. So there's no telling how he would evolve. They say, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And so he says one thing now, but what he would do after he has, the control to censor basically whoever he wants, if he wants to. So people who object to him individually, or his companies, or anything like that. He could theoretically. I don't know if he would. I don't know him as a person. So it's really hard to tell what he would do. But he talks like he would have it as a free-for-all and just let basically anybody say whatever they want.
Some people can view that as anarchy, chaos. Others, American freedom.
Right, and there's both sides. So what do you think?
Same as you now. Interesting you said free-for-all, because I think it could become back to that where people just freely say whatever they want. However, I think maybe he might keep a few ways of keeping moderation there, where like, you know, if you directly say things of like promises of attack or death, like there might be algorithm, like that's already in place.
True.
That might still exist, but if you say you hate, you don't like, you know, more mild forms of verbal violence, I think would be acceptable.
Okay, yeah.
Or, you know, whatever leaning of the political aisle you are, I think it will make it more free for all, good and bad.
Yeah.
So,
however you feel about that.
Right. And I think if he were going to ban any competitors or, you know, people who speak against him, I think number one on his target would be Jeff Bezos. Him and Jeff Bezos have some deep beef, you know, some arguments. Yes. All right. Well, that's it for our review section. We'll see you on the next one.